Fanny Mayberry, and I am from Sweeterville, West Virginia, and that's where I met my sweeter. His nickname for me is Bodacious because he says I got eyes like Bo Derek and a body like his dog Dacious. For a while my honey was sick and in the hospital, but after a while he said, you know what? He said, I have finally figured out the difference between an oral thermometer and a rectal thermometer. And I said, what? He said, the taste. And anyhow, while he was sick and in the hospital, he thought of me, and he brought me my very own fancy drinking glass. I wrote my name on it so nobody could swipe it. Pretty good tasting stuff. You'll probably notice that I've lost a little bit of weight. I'm on this 65-day diet. I've already lost 45 days. I'm so proud of myself. And I know a lot of women look at my face and say, your complexion is so different. And I say that's because I use silly putty and paint remover on it. And then he told me, you know what? He says, when I married you, we got married for better or worse. And I said, yeah, I got the better and you got the worst. And he thought that was so sweet. And I got to tell you about my sweeter. Last week he got on a horse for the first time. Took 3 of us to get him on that horse. But after he got on it, that thing took off in a gallop. And he started hollering, sweeter, sweeter. He says, I'm falling off of this horse. And I said, no, you're not. He says, yes, I am. Look, my foot is stuck in the stirrup. And sure enough, his foot was stuck in the stirrup. So I ran in and got the manager of Walmart, and he came out and pulled the plug and gave our quarter back. We're not allowed in Walmart no more. And my brother, we're from West Virginia. You could probably tell that because all the pretty girls come from West Virginia. But my brother was in the war, and he come home, and he wanted to impress Ma and Pa. And he come home in his camouflage outfit. And Ma says, what kind of clothes you got on? He said, Ma, that's camouflage. I can hide in the woods and nobody can see me. Well, what kind of gun you got there? And he said, Ma, that's an M16. He said, I can shoot off round in 5-second flats, and Pa can have all the rabbits he wants. And she said, well, why you got all them little green eggs in your belt? He said, Ma, that's not green eggs, that's hand grenades. And she said, what in the world's a hand grenade? And he says, let me show you. So he opened up the door, pulled that pin and threw it outside, and kaboom! Pretty soon the smoke cleared, and here comes Pa. And he says, good thing I didn't let that one in the house. Oh, I tell you. And anyhow, my Ma, she's so sweet. She's 95 years old, and she went on a blind date with this 106-year-old man. When she come home, I said, how was that date, Ma? And she said, it was awful because I had to slap him 3 times. I said, you mean he was dead? She said, no, I thought he had died.